Let's compute. Okay, Scott, do you want to show the minutes and then state what you're showing us today? This call is being recorded. Okay. And do the introduction of what goes around.
Let's see, switch over. Let's see, share screen, and let me just drag the minutes over to the screen. Okay, and then share them. Let's see, desktop 2, I guess, oh, that's 1, okay.
Scott, can you also share the minutes in the chat so that everyone can add their names and things like that?
Is that what's on the screen right now?
Yeah, just share it and then just introduce the call. That's it.
Oh, you mean, oh, the link.
Yes, the link.
Okay. Let's see, how do I get to the chat?
You just go, or maybe because you are sharing a screen. I do that, Scott. Okay. Don't worry, I will do it. You don't see the screen, so it's fine.
Oh, actually, I see it. I see some. Okay, yeah, I don't see it still. Yeah, I see some controls up top.
No, it's fine. I will totally do it. Just introduce yourself, introduce the call, the day,
okay,
and move forward.
Hi. Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Jakarta EE TCK discussions. We are going to look at a demo today that we tried a few weeks ago, but it didn't work on my machine, and it's should be working now. Worked yesterday. I pasted the link that I'm going to follow in a guest link, and that's kind of the basis for what I'll do. And I just a non-disclosure, I already downloaded the TCK, so we don't have to wait. And downloading the TCK can, it's like 500 meg plus, can take a long time or can be like a few minutes, depends on the performance of the download site, maybe how heavily it's loaded. So I thought it's best to not have to do everything. But I'm just going to open up the GIST, which I think I have in another window. Yep, right here. And let me just crank up the size a bit. And I'll just talk through some steps. And it's basically just downloading the TCK and then unzipping it. And like I said, I'm going to skip that step because it's going to see that I already have Jakarta EE TCK, because I don't know if it takes a half hour or 2 minutes to run that. So I'm skipping that. And I am using my local machine, so I already have all these tools set up, but I still left in the commands to download, like ant, and set it up so that if you're following and using the example, you could use it to download those tools. And one thing we didn't optimize out, it's kind of in the TCK script already and already done, is the downloading of Glassfish. And so we're specifying that to use RC2 for this demo, and kind of simulating Jenkins environment using workspace. I think the script may even look for workspace, and so I set up workspace to my current working folder, and I'm just going to copy and paste all of this, and I will let's see, I'll do it up to, I'll go ahead and do it up to there, which is actually running the TCK. And we'll just jump right into it. And let's see, clear that. And let me make this larger as well. Enlarge font, Control+. Let's see, there we go. All right. And I'm just gonna paste all that in, and okay, so we're downloading Maven. I already have Maven, but that's okay. And yeah, the unzip eats the keyboard input, so I have to copy and paste to after the unzip. It's interesting how some commands will drain the keyboard input and others won't. Let's see. Okay, so for this test, we're going to run just a few Jakarta TCK, Platform TCK JPA test. And we're using Glassfish. Okay. Okay. Now, okay. So it all scrolled by so quick. Basically, while it's downloading Glassfish, oops. Let's I'll explain what just some of the things that just happened. Like I said, we skipped the download of the Jakarta TCK, Platform TCK, and we did download Maven, and we had unzipped the Jakarta TCK, and one of the first things we did was change mod on the run Jakarta TCK script, which isn't like it sounds. It's not a generic run the TCK with any implementation. It's run Glassfish with the platform TCK, which is then invoked on the next line with the with the argument of JPA and up to the folder inside of the JPA test group of what test to run. And let's just take a quick look again to see where it is. Okay, so it is moving along with running the TCK. It's setting up Glassfish to run the TCK. And let's see. Yep.
Maybe you
okay.
could shrink that font down a little bit.
Yep, I can definitely do that. Let's see.
Just a tad, we can see a little bit.
Tell me when it's too small, and I'll go back up.
That's good right there.
Okay, great.
Everybody can still read that, right?
I can
Yes.
maximize a window too. Let's see.
Yeah, that helps. It can be a little larger if it's maximized.
Okay, let's do that then. Let's go a little larger.
Perfect.
Okay, great. And so it downloads Glassfish twice, and maybe we can optimize that next release to check if it already has Glassfish zip or something, so that the demo would go a little quicker if I didn't have to download it twice. But that's okay. And then we set up the we have two copies. We have the implementation and the reference. From a legacy point of view, we traditionally call the reference implementation. It is just a compatible implementation, and we're doing one and the same. So in theory, those could be any two compatible implementations being tested, and we can just see lots of things happening. It's starting up the app server for the test. Then this is an Ant script, and each of these names that you see, like config Windows, configure platform, whatever, create JVM options, those all map to Ant tasks in the Ant scripts, which is good to know. So like if you get some failure in the middle of this, and you kind of see the Ant task name with the colon, you can know, oh yeah, I'm going to look in the Ant scripts for that name to kind of zoom in on what or where in the script and things going wrong. Okay, and so far good. Things are looking good so far. It's still setting up.
It's good, and I like how you said we're running it with Glassfish implementation.
Yep.
chosen one, but this will not be the case for the Jakarta EE 10. And you mentioned something that this can be run by maybe 2 implementations. I got confused on that part.
Okay, so traditionally we had the reference implementation, and then you had your implementation that you're testing with the reference implementation. So we use the same terms now, but there's really no reason why one of those implementations couldn't be, say, Wildfly or Open Liberty or WebSphere, WebLogic, whatever. I don't know if that works, but in theory, it could work. This, for Jakarta EE9, we have compatible implementations, and these are kind of the fact that we're using Glassfish as what we call the reference implementation is a I guess, I don't know if anywhere there's a requirement that has to be that, considered the reference implementation. Everything I understand is it's not. But so you could really use 2 compatible implementations to do the testing. And there's very little testing that actually uses that. I think it's there's some reverse and forward testing, which refers to the order of which server is calling the other server. Either in X calls Y or Y calls X order. And there's some tests that still do that, I think, for web services. Yeah. So the idea is there. We just have compatible implementations. It's just it's just not fully implemented. Oh, done. Okay, so let
Nice.
me.
We missed the voice while we were waiting for that. This is like live demo, which is so cool. Thanks, Scott.
Let me. So I'm just going to open up the output file. I had saved the output, all that stuff that was going on. I just saved it all, and this is just from the top. I'm just going to go to the end and then just page up to the test results. And I could search, I guess, for a keyword. Let's see.
I bet VI has a go to the end of the file command.
I did go to the end and I just paged up, but there was so much to page up through.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, here we go. So everything passed. There it is there. So all 18 tests passed. Yay. And I'm just going to switch to the other page. Here we go. I'm just going to, going back to the script a little bit. And so people ask how they make tests, how they contribute tests to the platform TCK, and they want to clone the TCK and get it all set up and build it and all that. And one other shortcut, if you will, if you want to make like a quick change to try something, you can also, you can't use it for running compatibility tests to prove that you're compatible, but you can just, if you want to try a quick change to, maybe add a print or log some information or try a test change, you can follow, you can follow this. And what I'm going to do is, I think that, I believe that the named entity graph test is wrong, and I think I'm going to fix it with a change I have in mind. So I'm going to open up the client.java source file, and I'm going to try and make a change to, oops, right, I'm in VI still. Yep. I'm going to, yep, and I'm on the right place already. Remembers. So I think that I'm going to improve the get name test, because I look at it and I say, yeah, I don't really believe that this test is, should be testing for null. I think it should be testing for not null. So it's a totally silly change because obviously we just saw that it passed when it tested for null, and it's not going to pass now. But just let's just say I think it's not testing the spec correctly, and I want to make a change. So that's my change. Silly. We know it's going to be bad, but what I want to do is I want to show that, and this is also in the script. Oops. I'm going to show that I'm going to do ant compile build. Let me just show that that's what we said. Yes, ant compile build. And it's going to recompile the code in the current directory, and it's going to take the class files, and it's going to update the archives in the TCK's dist folder off of the TCK root, and it will be ready to run the test once again with that test change that I thought was a great idea. Although we know how that's going to go. Oops. Work space, and I'm gonna basically gonna run once more, and I'll just save it to a different file name with change. Okay, so, and that's going to download Glassfish again. And let me just go back to the browser screen again, and just talk about this for another minute. So, as I said, I replaced the test for null with not null, and like if you're getting a failure and maybe you have no idea why, because there's not enough information being printed, you might use this to adjust the test slightly to show more information. That's just one example. But let's say I want to add a new JPA test that I have in mind that's for something that didn't get tested, that's required by the JPA spec or Jakarta persistence spec, and I wanted to add a new test method and it's a new test class, whatever. I can just go in here and hack it this way, and then I can create a separate pull request where I actually move my test changes over into my actual fork of the TCK repo, and I can kind of see a reasonably easy path that you can go in. Now, you need to have your, the TCK needs to pass first when you do this, and that's kind of the idea of the demo. And things do go wrong, and settings do get set incorrectly, and that just happens. It's just ask for help when that does. And what we'll see is it's going to fail now. And okay, it's downloading the other copy of Glassfish, so it's going to take it. That's going to take another second. So so we'll see it run. We'll see a failure, and we'll prove that the failure will prove that it took the change, and we just demonstrated how to run some TCK tests, and also how to make a change that you could use to try and add a test, an additional test, as a start, as a beginning. And as I said, move it over to your test repo after, and then create a pull request. And while that runs, I think we can. I'll visibly go. I'll go in and show the verification. But if anyone wants to ask any questions now, that would be great.
Yeah, when you ran the ant build compile, doesn't that command normally need a build XML file of some sort?
Yeah.
Where is that? Is there like one in every directory? Because you didn't specify the path to it.
Right. Yeah. That's kind of so. One of the benefits of how the platform TCK is set up now with Ant, as opposed to It used to use make years ago. One of the benefits is in every folder you have, like you can go into the bottom and build from the bottom, or yeah, the top, sorry, the top level, and then it'll rebuild much more. Like the top level of say JPA, it'll build all the JPA tests. So there's Ant scripts at every level. If you go into an actual specific test folder, there is a build XML in there as well. So there is build XML everywhere, just about, that you
Wow.
can run. And then, you know, if you're only running that subset of tests, the tests will run quicker if you only run those specific tests like I did. And if you only build those specific tests, which I did as well. So it knows how to build only the archives for the folder and anything underneath it, and put it in the right place so you can continue testing. So you can kind of see. And we were actually, we were talking a few weeks ago about the best way to kind of like make some test changes. And in that conversation, I think we were talking on chat, and I just couldn't really explain this in a way that I had confidence that someone else, that to explain it to someone else that you could do it this way, because if you do it in isolation, I'm afraid you hit a configuration issue, the TCK is not running, and you got to kind of nail that down. So it's kind of complicated, I think, and you got to get past that point. But yeah, once you kind of have this successful, you can run the test, you can kind of bootstrap some changes that you want to make this way. But just, I wouldn't send someone down this path, like if they're going to be in isolation and just going to like spend an all-nighter, like, doing like cranking on test changes without, possible help for the build, for the problems that might happen, which would be really frustrating. So, but yeah, just so, that's, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, so you're saying you wouldn't recommend this if you were just gonna do a bunch of test changes?
What I'm saying is try it. If you can't make, if you start getting, if your configuration is not exactly right and you can't run the TCK test, then it's not going to really work out. You have to be able to run the test. The environment that lets you run the test also lets you build the test changes. So you kind of need both of those things. You need the configuration correct to run the test, and
Sure.
that lets you then build them as well. It's, the same will work for both, should work for both.
But Scott, so where can we find the examples of the two requirements? Are they located under the Jakarta TCK repo? As you know, we have this demo from you, but is there, and I see you have an issue, but I see, is there a documentation that states what you just said?
Yep. Yeah, there's more. So this is a full working script. Let's see. There on the it's on the it's on the GitHub pages, which maybe I should show those. I don't know.
Yes, this is what, maybe after the demo, whenever, because while we wait, we can go to the pages, because I have. Go ahead.
On the wiki there's pages on the wiki, and they're all they're cloned to the GitHub pages as well. There's examples for building the TCK and for running the platform TCK and the standalone TCK. Let's go back. Okay, so we're finished. Let's verify that. Go to the end and oops, page up a bit. Oh. And oh. Looks like I paged up right to the failure. Let me just go to the top of it. Oh, okay, yeah, it fails a few times, but yep, yeah. So we definitely broke it. Yep, yeah, we definitely don't want to keep that change. Yeah, cool. Um, so let's see. So going back up, we just find building and running. We just really want the running. Okay, like here's one using Podman. Um, so this is a similar one. This is one that I put together that I had used I was using Podman virtualization as a workaround to run CentOS locally. And I would, so I did everything like, installing, Java and other tools to do the TCK running. And let's see, yeah, it looks reasonable. Yeah, so I think I updated this. Okay, we're still downloading the Glassfish nightly build. That not a big deal. Could probably update that to RC2. And it just sets up Ant and runs sample test. So there's this example, yeah, and this one sets the workspace. What I always found is when it doesn't work for me, it's because I forgot to set workspace variable or something like that, or I had Ant on my class. I'm sorry, on my path, but I forgot to set up Ant home. All little things like that, and it'd be nice if we had generic run any TCK. What I've been doing is I've been working on passing the platform TCK with Wildfly, and I set up a script to run the TCK that it's based on I can't show it yet. We kind of need to expose those our TCK stuff still. We haven't really done that yet, but it'd be nice if we had some shared scripts that had error checking in them to check for these things like the workspace and whatever other variables are required. Although I should say, I think the workspace keyword is actually required by that, by the Docker run TCK script that we were just running, that is specific to Glassfish. So I guess if you're cloning that script to run it with other TCK other server implementations, then you might look at what I was going to suggest, which is we probably could check to see if workspace is set. Could probably check to see if Ant home is set early on. I think there's some of these things that the script, the TCK run will just go and fail if it's not right. So just a little reminder that anyone could help in that regard. You probably need some pull request either to the shared utilities TCK, TCK shared utilities repo or platform TCK, and we could probably have some improvement there. I know personally I thought about that, but just to touch on it a bit, we were really heads down on just getting EE9 done most of this year. Really, it was I thought about it'd be nice to do those things every time I messed it up and I had failures, but I don't know. It's a long answer to that question.
So Scott, I have a follow-up on this. When someone is running the TCK, needs to go to the repo of the TCK to get the pages support, right? What is stopping us from moving this repo in every Jakarta EE spec repo into the Jakarta home? I continue to see Jakarta repos be allocated on the EE4J repo. And why is that? What is this? It's not only for you, Scott, but for everyone.
That's a different topic.
Yeah, it is a different topic, but it's confusing because when we want to help, no one knows where to go to get the right repo. It's too messy. And I'm saying, maybe after we're done with Jakarta EE9, because the technical work got done on Friday, last Friday, we could start thinking about the cleaning so that if I was a technical developer and I wanted to work on the TCK, which is finally open and free, you know, I know exactly where to go, right? So that's my, like.
I missed the beginning of where you said you wanted it to be.
I want it to be, my preference is for it to be all the specifications, including the TCK, under one repo that is the Jakarta EE repo. It's
not repo. What she's referring to is moving repos from the Eclipse EE4J org in GitHub to the Jakarta EE
correct.
org.
That is a totally different, but you see, it's
there's a proposal on the table for that. It was voted on. It was voted on and accepted in 2019, and around June we just haven't implemented it yet because we've been focused.
So we need to implement Jakarta EE9.
Because we've been focusing on releases.
And yeah, just to give my opinion, since we're talking about anything, and so, you know, so it's kind of like, you know, the Jakarta. I love the Jakarta EE, you know, page, and I refer to it a lot to look at the specs and you know, to look, you know, things up, and it's a great source of information. I kind of think of like the GitHub Platform TCK's, you know, wiki, or, you know, GitHub pages, is like a silo. You kind of have the JPA, or the persistence. You have the EJB. You have all the different specs, and we're all like, there's all these like little silos, which allows us to focus on, you know, not really talking TCK now, but, you know, each spec can focus on their spec and their world, and can, without friction, can just get things done. And I don't, you know, it happens a lot in companies, you know, as well. And, you know, there's efforts, okay, we're going to get rid of silos, everything's going to be integrated, and then, oh no, we're back to silos. And I don't know, that's kind of,
you know, and I will be completely honest here, because we're working on the Jakarta EE9 release page with one repo, one PR that is working on that, it bothers me that the repo countdown facts said more than 80 repos for Jakarta EE9 release. It bothers me so much that what we have delayed with not finally, you know, organizing the house of the implementations and everything else is now coming to affect us by us providing lies that are incorrect. It's totally incorrect that Jakarta EE has plus 89 repos. That's not correct. But as we continue to cement false information, it's really hard to decrease that number without a good blog that explains why the delay, because it's going to look bad to us. So this is why I'm bringing this up to here. And I will send an email to the PMC to say we need to fix this, or at least adjust that number, because it's not correct. And it does affect how we present Jakarta EE9 to the future contributors and to the world, the ones that are likely migrating from Java EE 8 to finally Jakarta EE9, because Jakarta EE 8 was an infra release.
I don't really think it has those implications that you're stating.
Well, we have the stats that say that Jakarta EE9 has 31 specifications. That is incorrect. It has 40 that are part of the
I don't know that that's true either. I think the number is like
35.
It was like 36 for EE8, and for EE9 we're down 4, so it's like 32, somewhere in that range.
Yeah, but what I'm talking about, this all correlates. But let's go back, Scott. Let's continue the demo. But I'm like, this is just like.
Well, I think he wrapped the demo, and so when people are watching, you know, they can stop the video about 5 minutes ago. But the document, you know, can you put this script somewhere that people can access or remember? Like, can you put at least a link to it in the minutes or something like that? You have a gist?
let me, yep, let me just highlight it better. Let's see.
Yeah, I was, Scott, I was adding stuff for you, like adding you to it.
Okay, yeah, there it is in the minutes.
It's in the minutes, but also, Scott, I'm going to submit the video of this call always to the collateral repo for contributions to the Jakarta TCK playlist in YouTube. And we need a name for this video, like, because it's very specific to TCK run, you know, so add a title in there, and all of it is going to be part of that contribution to documentation.
And the other question was, so it looks like we had a discussion a while back about using GitHub pages, and then Ed did some work to move all of the wiki into GitHub pages. I was expecting we would then just wipe out and clean out the wiki so there wasn't repetition. You know, people didn't have an ambiguous, I don't know which one to update situation. But it looks like we didn't do that, and then we continued to work on the wiki. So now, which one is the source of truth?
Yes, good question. I'm not against the GitHub pages. I haven't yet gone through the publishing, or is it Markdown or ASCII doc? I'm not even sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right now, it's just straight GitHub pages. So all you do is write to the GH pages. You know, just push something to that branch. But so I don't think the committer group. They're not all here, and I don't think there was a clear sort of push. You know, stop using the wiki. So that's what happened. I mean, it can be refreshed. It's not that big a deal, but
yeah. I was just curious which one we considered to be the source of truth. Like, if someone wants to contribute documentation based upon this demo, which one do we point them at?
It needs to be the pages. I thought we agreed.
Actually, I just remembered they can't contribute to the wiki. That solves that problem.
So I thought we agreed. Ed.
Well, I just said it just explained, right? So we had a discussion here, but this is not an official. It's the policy just in general that, you know, if it didn't happen on the list, it didn't happen. So we can have these kind of calls, but they're not decision-making calls.
We voted in that list. I wonder.
Did we?
Yeah, we voted.
I don't remember. So
it was months ago. It was in September, so let's refresh. I recommend that we send a new thread on that and said this has been deprecated. The Git pages are the source of truth for documentation on the TCK, and actually it should be for everything we do under Jakarta EE. I mean,
that's a big sweeping statement, so don't go that far.
Can we do
so? So here's some follow-up. One of the things I did after we had talked, and I guess we've had voted in the mailing list. I don't remember now. It's just been crazy. One of the things. After that, I had talked one-on-one with some committers just one-on-one in chat about the idea of, let's say, like the TCK status page, which we wanted updated frequently, like every week. And at the time we were pretty busy with EE9, and the concern is if we have to go through GitHub pages to do that, which we haven't done yet, it's just, is that going to slow down the release and those kinds of things? I'm not against GitHub pages, but like for something that needs to be updated quickly, like the status report, that needs to be updated sometimes on a daily basis. And wikis are quick to update.
You know that you can actually just edit the file in GitHub UI with GitHub pages still.
Okay, that's encouraging. I'll
if you know where Yeah, if you just basically you just go to the branch,
Yep.
and so those files are listed, and then with the GitHub UI, you can edit any of those files. And
Okay.
that does the trick.
So,
You could
Okay.
probably, without a lot of trouble, automate an update. Just push it to that branch, right?
so you know, in
So
September,
I think it's achievable. I think that's the.
Okay.
I think it does it auto update. There is a way to set up GitHub pages that it does auto update, but I don't think
if you commit to the GH Pages branch, it auto updates the website. It might take a little bit of time, but it will auto update.
Okay,
Nice.
great. Yeah, that's what I thought. So yeah, basically, if you just go to the page in the GitHub UI,
And just edit.
click the edit button, you commit it, and then it's live.
So may I suggest the last time in September when David David used 5 minutes to demo how to contribute to the pages, but the call wasn't recorded. David, are you okay to do the demo right now? Because I tried to Scott has been amazing at working on the pages, and I wasn't able to contribute because for some reason I forgot how to. In the microprofile side, we're using them too, but I will start the work on that. And I really have not started using pages yet on that side.
We can have Scott. Scott's right there. So basically, just go to the where the branch. Oh no, go back.
I was going to go to the pages.
Okay.
No? Okay.
Yeah, you can leave that. Okay, that's not the pages though. Oh, it is. Okay.
Is this
Yeah,
where I would edit? So I can edit from here? Okay.
No, so you can leave that link open because you'll want to refresh your page, but open a new tab to where you were.
Okay.
So now Scott is going to help us.
Yeah, but you're talking over them and giving him instructions. So click master. Right there, there's a drop down. Click GitHub pages.
Okay, everyone see that? Here we go.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Now there's click the wiki link. I mean, we didn't really need to put it under a directory called wiki. We could have put it at the root, but that's all right. Click the wiki link. And then, like edit index HTML or index MD. Just go ahead and add
Oh, look at that. Edit.
So click the little button and just add an exclamation point to welcome or something like that.
Okay.
And just something that you can detect.
So this is something that committers can do just to,
Contributor.
Non-committers do it as well and have a fork and create a pull request for them?
Exactly.
Or is it just committers?
Contributors. We're talking about anyone, no labels.
That's not what he was asking. Yes, it will fork the repo, and then you can do a pull request at yourself afterwards.
Oh, cool.
So if you go to edit any file on a repo,
you could demo that right now. Just make your change.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Drawing a blank. This is so
just like I said, add an exclamation point.
I'll just say demo.
This is so cool and so valuable.
Yeah. And let's save that. Silly demo added. And
so create a new. If you click create a new branch, that's what anybody who's not a committer would get that.
We'll have that option. Okay.
Right. Yeah. You can push it straight in, and
so I'm going to push it straight in just to show what one of the committers could do to have their quick turnaround on a change, which is pretty awesome.
So this is basically the same as the wiki. Yeah. So this is basically the same as the wiki interface. You can just live your life here if you want. You don't actually have to go to the pages.
That's perfect. That addresses. I didn't want to slow anyone down.
Right. Yeah. So basically, GitHub made a wiki functionality that is less functional than the regular old edit the repo functionality. But I don't really know why they did it. But
if you click the link I just stuck in the chat, it's already there.
Oh, Okay. Silly. Just
So if you just took it away, it'll be gone now.
Okay. All right. I thought that was it. Just going back and let me do it again. Okay. Demo. Commits. And
yeah, and then if you open up the GitHub page, it should have refreshed.
You may need to refresh it now.
Yeah, it may take a minute or something, but it'll show up eventually.
A lot of times the cache gets, I don't know, your local browser will get confused.
So then the contributions by non-committers will go into review by committers, and once they get past the review, they can be merged and will be immediately available in the website, correct?
Right, like any other PR, right? So a committer looks at it and says, okay, good, and it clicks merge.
This is
here it
amazing.
is.
So
I got it in Chrome.
So
there you go.
So
there it is.
So my feedback here is, can we use a new? I think Ed, since you were the one to show us and push this, are you okay to send that message to say this is active? We in the TCK side, we are populating this. There is a demo on this, or just updating to close that conversation, because David is correct. I don't think the vote is still happening, but we can just update it and make sure that the other one is deprecated.
So Scott, do you want to work with the committer team? And we're going to have to go back and refresh this with the newer updates, right? Because I don't think this has been touched in a while.
Yeah.
That
is fine. Just merge it all, merge it back.
But let's communicate, and we'll do. I'll use the mailing list and get the word out. And
and I don't think we need to use the actual. I don't think we need to use a wiki subdirectory if we don't want to. Are there other files in the GitHub pages that we're trying to not bump into? It didn't look like there was too much at the root there.
I don't know that it's. Let's see. Does it show? Yeah, it shows up in the. So it kind of references. You see wiki in the. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's.
I think Ed probably had some more thoughts on that. Go ahead, Ed.
Since it was just a demo, I just put it in a subfolder. Right.
Okay.
The committer team can decide whatever they want for this GH pages.
Sure.
Right. I guess I'd hope that eventually, more of the TCK, material gets here, but it's up, it's really up to the TCK team.
That's fine.
We really have the opportunity to, to have there's probably multiple ways to break it up. There could be different folders for different EE releases. And,
sure. I mean, you can move this to the top, and then you can just adjust it as you go. That's fine.
Yep.
Maybe that's the right thing to do. Is okay. So just obliterate all of this and pull it again out of the. Basically, just do the GitHub archive transfer from one to the other. I mean, that's what I did. I just checked it out of the wiki GitHub. I'm sorry, the wiki Git repository, and then I checked it into the GH pages branch on the main repository. You have to make some changes because not all the markup I don't think the markup all works exactly, but I thought I wrote it all up in the summary, and I'd have to go back and look at it.
Yeah, I remember you sent out an email that had a bunch of details about what you did.
Yes.
Yeah, that's usually my forte is writing emails that are too long and nobody wants to read them.
I have the same forte.
That was awesome, Ed.
But you know what, Ed? I find that I read those emails like 2 years later when I can't remember what I did.
So then who is going to take the task to notify, to do the update, to notify, to show and tell? That is a different thread. And then let's add that owner of the task in the minutes. And I think, Scott, this time you are the one to send in a different thread, not the one that I sent the access to this call, but I did one, the minutes, copy paste, and also the link to the update of, like so that everyone gets to know what we did on this call. We have 8 more minutes to go, but who wants to do different items to do? And Emerson and Judith, you are here. What do you think of the call? Questions about the demo first?
Okay, I have a couple questions, just technical questions. I'm checking the script. I'm trying to map the repo with the 18 tests that Scott ran, and it's not yet clear to me. I still cloning the repo and going around and see. I would like to do a map one-to-one with the 18 tests and the folders and the repo currently to be able to figure out what the specific tests you were making fail and reproduce the same thing. I'm going through the Docker file, but I don't see that part clear.
So you're still doing the wget of the download of the TCK? Are you or did you clone the platform TCK repo? Yeah. Are you downloading?
I'm cloning it. I'm cloning. Yeah, but it's taking so long. So I just trying to figure out what is the specific one you change in order to go there to the suite and see how the different folders map with the 18 tests you are executing currently.
So I downloaded the already built TCK. I didn't download the platform TCK source repo. Just to be clear about that. So if you're cloning the source repo, that's different than I just downloaded the already built TCK. I'm not sure which you're doing. If you're doing what I did in the demo that I have highlighted on the screen, or if you're doing a git clone.
Are you in like Mac or something with?
No, I'm doing a git clone. But
I was gonna say maybe Scott, you could like use a directory browser thing and like walk into the directories, because sometimes when you're on a command line, it's not easy to see the path.
Yep. So let's see. So let's see. So I started out. I just went into under my temp folder. I created a demo folder, and then inside of the demo folder, I just
maybe
copied it.
Maybe open up that folder you're in like
Finder, okay, yeah,
something like that.
Gotcha.
People can see all the directories. A little easier.
Yeah, can do that. Let's see.
There you go. And then you went to into the Jakarta TCK directory, and then you modified something there. Is that what you did?
Yeah. So after running that the commands in that script, which downloaded Maven and Ant. Although I think I skipped the Ant download. I already have Ant set up, so I commented that out. But I left it in there in the script as commented out things. If you don't have Ant, you could do that. You could do it. You could uncomment everything and just do it. Do that as well. But anyways, yeah. In the after unzipping the downloaded TCK, it unzips into Jakarta EE TCK folder, and in the steps in the change directory, that's where. So I had changed into the Jakarta EE TCK. There's different elements under there, and let me go into those just for a second. So we're going to open up Java TCK, and there's the source folder, which has all the test sources, and that's what I went into. There's also SQL folder, which has the DDL in DML scripts for setting up the database using Derby is typical because it's just it just uses a Java Java. You don't have to set up a real server, but you can use Oracle or I think Sybase. Microsoft SQL Server, they were the same one time.
FYI, we got 2 minutes.
So yeah, everything is in here, and then the source is under there. So when I changed into there, I went all the way into.
Why don't you do that? Just give them a little walkthrough. Go into source
Okay.
and show people around.
Okay, so let's see. So going into source, sun. IBM, the IBM folder was for the JBatch test. Here we are. So all the different technologies. And went by JPA. And under JPA, there's a build and script, build XML. If you go into this folder and do the compile build, it's going to build everything under here. Common folder, core, EE, JPA 22. You don't want to do that unless you actually are going to try making changes in those. And just to reiterate what I had said before, this is not version controlled. This demo, these sources aren't version controlled. So you could play with making changes and adding your change for an enhancement you want to make, and contribute to show how to test some other part of, say, the JPA or Jakarta persistence spec that the current tests aren't covering, and you find a similar place in here to make your change. You can see there's a bunch of different categories of tests for different things, and yep. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, I think so. I didn't know that you were using the release file, so I was looking through the full repo.
Oh,
trying
okay.
to map
Yeah, and this directory structure does in some way map back to the repo. So like, if you made a change here and you wanted to put it in your repo, you could maybe like rsync it back or something like that. Because there is a directory. I don't know if you want to show Scott where that same stuff lives in the actual GitHub repo, so people can have an idea.
Sure. Yep.
Let's go 5 minutes extra and then end, because we need to be very careful with the time, and but 5 minutes more.
Yep. So there it is.
So, yeah, all the same. And here's the IBM JBatch test. Everything else is under Sun. Under lib, you have like what's called the Porden layer, which is interesting. And like my favorite, the keyword. I guess I should search. Oh, there it is.
Right there.
I don't have it sorted, I guess. Keyword properties, which is where all the technologies that are used for different tests are specified, which is interesting. So like if you're adding a test that's optional, it may be a optional EJB30 test, and the folder you added to isn't marked optional, then maybe you want to add it to a different folder that is marked optional already, or maybe in your tests that you're adding, you want to add a new folder and mark that one in this file as optional. So yeah, good to know.
Oh, this is amazing. Shuri, do
Show
you
him the JPA. Show him the JPA stuff in here, so he can. There you go.
So we go back up and down into tests, and it's JPA. Here's all. Here's everything.
It's all the same stuff that we're looking at before. So that TCK zip does in some way map back to the Git repository. Just not like entirely. At the root, things are different. But once you kind of get under the source directory, things are pretty much the same.
Yeah. Yep. And yeah, all the TCKs include the source, and for whatever reason, I never asked. I'm not quite sure what the reasoning was exactly, but it's always been a good thing to have it because it helps you understand the test. Without that source, you wouldn't be able to create a challenge. So that's probably the reason there. You wouldn't be able to challenge a test if you couldn't meet the source. You'd be.
It's impossible to debug these. It's impossible to debug these tests when you're trying to get them to pass if you don't have the source. Because I mean, basically, you need to look at the test to go, what does this thing want me to do?
Yeah.
And you got to just sit there and look at the test over and over and over again. Oh, well, I need to change. I need to input my code differently. So then you got to go back.
All right. So Scott, I think you will own the 2 emails, the minutes, and then the follow-up, correct? Because there are some items for you in the minutes.
Yeah.
I
guess I have the follow-up, and the follow-up is
pages.
GitHub pages. Oh, you assigned it to me.
Yeah, I already assigned it to you.
Oh, okay, you did that already. I didn't see it.
When does the demo show up? Because basically, I think Scott would probably want to reference the demo so people who had questions about the functionality of GitHub Pages could see how they can edit something on the.
I will add it immediately to the collateral issue, collateral repo via issue, because we have been dropping the recordings into the Jakarta community folder. And then from there, we'll link that to the issue. And then they will be imported into the Jakarta TCK mailing list. So Scott, if you want that message, I can just add it here and add you. I said, this is the issue that has the demo. And then after that, you can send let's send the minutes, copy paste. And what wasn't discussed, you don't have to just say items were not discussed, but whatever we discussed, just send the copy paste of the content plus the link. I think that would be fantastic. Do you want the issue before sending that message to the forum with the update?
Oh, sorry. I was just trying to come up with a name for the demo.
Do you want the issue first before sending that update with the agenda, or do you want me to follow?
I think the sending of the message about the GitHub pages is a separate thing, because I don't think we can. Because otherwise, I won't be sending. Yeah, we have to wait until I have time to do that, and I don't have time to do that right now.
Exactly.
And also, you would want the video so people who had questions would know how to get. They would be able to see an edit.
Yeah.
And that would probably help them clear up any confusion.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what I'm going
Definitely.
to do is, we have another call coming up as well. So I'm going to end here at that issue, and at later time today, when you have the time, just go in there and you can just add it to whatever we're working on, and that will clear it up. There is no rush.
Great.
And with the pages, just that will be a part of the demo as well. So I think the time you will give to this demo is going to be amazing. I do not know what you're going to say, but I need that for the.
I just called it the running the platform TCK demo.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, I would put the word something about editing tests, because that was a really important part of the demo.
Yes.
Is that we're able to. This is the demo that shows how to edit test.
Yep. Yep.
That's good.
That's great.
Perfect.
That enables me to create that issue very soon, as soon as I'm done.
Right.
Okay, let's start recording. I will start.